Are you ready to play with your rubbers? I kind of am. Oh. I can't be so excited about that.
Yes, you can.
I'm so excited to hold these rubbers in my hand and change some foams. So that's what we're gonna do today, or at least we're gonna try. I need to disassemble these wheels, steal some foams from them, and then we're going to install the new KLR V2s from Voodoo. So as I said on the last video when I talked about the Voodoos, the original KLRs are a little bit too wide for this particular vehicle. On the front, we are getting rubbing on the sides, and I don't want to ruin these because they're really good tires. So what I need to do is switch them out, and I'm not sure if I want to steal our foams from inside these high racks, or if I want to steal the foams that are already inside these, because I'd probably have a little bit better comparison if I stole those. So yeah, I have convinced myself, talking to myself, what I'm going to do here. So we are going to take these apart and just switch our tires. We're going to keep the foams in, and that's gonna give us a little bit of something. I need to take these apart too, though. And now that I think about it, these are not vented yet, and I also need my leather punch to do that. So we'll get as far as we can today. That's what we'll do. I need something like that. Take the wheels off first. I also have my bin of 1.9 rims and some 2.2 rims, because I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet. Not quite sure. There we go. There's so many options. Can y'all hear the printer in the background? Let me know if you can. We are testing audio levels today. I did have to turn off my heater because it was a little extreme on the noise for filming, at least. Which also means that I want to get done filming as soon as I can, because those heaters make money. And I want them on and making money. Which is a really weird thing to say. I gotta say, that's... Never thought I'd be like, boy, I miss my heaters running. It's just sitting in the back of my mind, rent-free. Just like those heaters. They don't pay rent. I mean, I guess technically they kind of do. Now that I think about it, I was going to try to make some joke about, you know, how your cat needs to get a job and help pay rent, just like my heaters, but my heaters are kind of paying rent. All right, you can sit up here, buddy boy. So I do have the option of just switching these over to some F10 axles. I do technically have some F10s right here. So let's look. We got no screws projecting through the back. That's good. Only put in 4 screws on each side, and we're running minimum offset Vanquish hubs. So let's just see if these bolt up to the VRD without rubbing. The front is going to be much more, let's see. Can't remember if these have any. I may have to put some forward weight bias brass inside there. All right, these are the fronts, I think. And if they're not, we'll deal with it. All right, these also are gonna rub on the tire. So I'll just have to figure this out. Yeah, yep. I'll have to use wider hubs anyways. Doesn't look like this is gonna quite. Oh, it's so close. It is so close. No big deal though. I mean, let's look at the width. Let's look at the width that it would be. That's real narrow. That's super duper narrow. All right, well, we'll have to just do a little swapperoos. I don't know which one's front and rear on these. Let's see. These may be some of the early prototypes where the hexes don't quite go on. Yeah, they don't. All right, so that tells me a few things. I need to take these apart anyways. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take apart my Hyrax and start taking parts. Alrighty, so there's the Voodoos, set those aside. I don't want to lose these. We'll put those back. Never want to lose your nuts. Keep track of them at all points in time. If you're not careful, they may find their way into your wife's purse. Then you'll never, ever get them back. Cause I'm the black sheep. I'm the real black sheep. I'm the black sheep. I'm the real black sheep. Cause you gotta have a gimmick. All right, so I would love to be able to use some sort of power tool. That would be amazing. Let's see, do I have the right? Yes, I do. For these TGH heavy offset wheels, we need a 2mm. And I think I have recently charged this thing. All right. So now, oh, I thought I charged it. Dang it, I got one. All right, we'll do this the hard way. The hard way. Yeah. I wasn't talking about for me. Yeah, this is probably not the way to be doing it. At this point, I don't care. But I will at least... Oh, is that one? Yep, that was good. I will at least do the whole, you know, like bounce back and forth part as if I was, you know, loosening lug nuts. One wheel down. Oh, that's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. I mean, yeah, maybe not the best for your wheel. But my mental state, on the other hand, Yep, this is amazing. I highly recommend these Vanquish 1/4" adapters. And maybe this is the DeWalt Impact. Highly recommended. I'm gonna get a job on pit row. Oh man, I saw a video of tire changes on F1 cars now versus like 20 years ago. It was incredible. And I'm assuming that there's been a lot of technology changes on how the wheels attach or something, because I don't remember seeing six lug nuts or whatever on the modern car, like one big lug nut. Maybe it's like RC cars where it's got some sort of spline. I don't know, y'all are gonna have to tell me. You know, not big enough into F1, I guess. Now, installation is not gonna go nearly as fast as the de-installation did, but that is amazing. Love it. All right, so we got our pile of Hyrax. We're gonna find out all kinds of things about the inside of these Hyraxes. Like, what kind of dirt is this? Now that's enjoyable. I don't know why, but that was fun. So we just asked these nicely to come apart, I guess. I forget. We got a single ring and a floating bead. There we go. We are definitely bead locked. Look at that. What an excellent hold without cutting up our beads. I gotta say, the TGH HO wheels are still one of my favorite. They may not, well, I'm pretty sure they got different faces now too. They may not be the fanciest wheels out there, but for the needs of competition in particular, not that I compete a lot, but for the needs of me for tuning the offset and, you know, having Capras and similar sorts of axles, they work really well. All right. Hey, this one had a brass ring inside. So it looks like we probably do have front and rears. I should check that, check out those other wheels. Make sure I put them on the rig right. There we go. Boom. And it looks like dual stage foams. I can tell you that these are Crawler Innovations foams because they have a routed edge to them. Dual stage of who knows what size. There we go. One. These tires are sticky enough that the beadlock ring is stuck to them. There we go. I love the sound of 3D printers in the background. It really reminds me of operating a CNC machine because the same thing happens when you get used to a printing file. It's still G-code like a CNC machine. You can tell where it is in the manufacturing process by the sound. And I remember when I was making lockers, you know, it started as like a 7-minute program, and I worked it down to about 3.5 minutes over the course of a few years. And I could tell exactly where it was in the program every single time. So, you know, it would do the outside cuts, and then it would do the center drilling real fast, and then you would hear the mill come in and do our slot and go and do that, you know, 30 times or whatever. And then it would go to I think it's the backside operation, so you hear the sub spindle come over and then pull it out, and then the part tool, and then part tool comes in, and then you hear the transfer, sub spindles over there, and then you hear the backside machining, which was like a low speed drill sound, just, and then the tap would come in and you'd hear it go 4 times. Now my OCD must finished. And then you'd hear the door open, and now you'd hear all the water inside because the door was open. And then plink, it'd drop in there, and you'd hear that freaking thing close every time. And then the spindle would speed up again. Do it all over. Cut the outside. I miss those days, kinda. I don't miss the workload, but I miss running the machine still. I do, that I do. And this one is definitely seized in there. I'm trying not to tear the beads, but it's not being nice. Come on now, pop out. Pop out. You can do it. Yep. Don't want to tear those beads. I wonder. Yeah. Nope. Come on. These have been installed for quite some time. Move. Do it. It is stuck. It is sticky. That very sticky icky. A little bit of pop culture here. You probably saw that Snoop Dogg was quitting smoking. And the rest of that campaign came out yesterday. And he was just getting paid by Solo Stove to say, I got a smokeless stove now, or fire pit, or whatever they call them. I figured it was something like that. Either that or he was starting his own edibles or vape company. So, yeah, Snoop Dogg's not quitting smoking, but he's quitting smoke from the Solo Stove, I guess. You know, you can actually make your own There we go. You can make your own smokeless fire pit. There's a lot of YouTubes about that, actually. I recently dug a new fire pit and kind of did the same. I lined the outside with rocks and then made myself an intake that was lower than the rocks. So there was like this fresh air coming in from down below. Works really nice. It's not completely smokeless though, because you kind of need that on all sides. And I am throwing wet yard stuff in it sometimes. There's this euonymus, aka winter creeper, that is really, really aggressive, and right now there's a lot of seeds on the plant. So instead of throwing it into a compost or brush pile to potentially spread seed everywhere when a bird flies in because it can see the seed from far away, instead of that, I just burn it. Those seeds aren't surviving that. They'll survive the gut of a bird, but they will not survive my fire pit. And then of course, when you're throwing that sort of stuff on there, it gets kind of smoky. But a solo stove that'd be big enough for me to do that. They're so expensive. I ain't buying a solo stove just to burn a little bit of euonymus. All right, these are really stuck on this one. I mean, the bead retention's great. You don't even have to have them bolted together. I don't know what I'm gonna do to get that one off because I can't get the ring. Come on, maybe it's like opening up a jar of pickles. Oh, just about broke my thumbnail off there. You know what? Ooh, what about the spudger tool? Will it get in there? This was one of the stock prints on the bamboo. Not really useful for much. Maybe for this, we'll see. Maybe not. Come on. Oh, it's so close. I don't want to cut the bead. Don't want to cut the bead. Yeah, these are on there. Well, the entire video is going to be me pulling these apart. There we go. Got it. Got it. What's it? It was not glued. It looks like the bead was slightly sideways in there though. So yeah, now we just got to pull it out. There we go. Just like so. Where's the bead lock ring? Is there no bead lock ring? What? No, it can't work without the bead lock ring. Where's the bead lock ring? It's gotta be. Oh yeah. It's just anodized black. It looked like part of the rim. Sorry, brain fart. Yeah, come on now. Now, is it? No, it's just the rubber. These Hyrex work. They work really well on Missouri limestone. Maybe not the best when they get mud in them. They don't clean quite as well as a pit bowl does. There we go. So I did have front and rear sets with these Hyrex. I just didn't label them. So, hey, that one just came right off. Nice. And that one did too. Perfect. All right, we are getting somewhere. Whew. All right, so these wheels need to be reassembled anyways with hubs that will bolt up. I have a ton of Vanquish hubs for sure, but now we've got ourselves a good start. I'll probably put these into a little bin by themselves with all the hardwares and whatnots. Yeah, well that's I can tell that difference, but it was hard to tell the difference just holding these. So yeah, for sakes of giggles and things, let's just see, how does this foam fit? Now, some people have issues with the two-stage foams rolling around like this inside the tire. You can always use a little bit of Super 77 contact cement to keep that from happening. Just a very light spray, it doesn't need to be much. All right, looks like these are gonna fill them out a lot. I don't know if I wanna do that. I may wanna pull these foams because it's a relatively light rig. Let's just see. That's gonna, can I even get it in there? I don't know. We'll find out. Definitely a tight fit. And it looks like the outer foam moved around, which it tends to do. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can see the outer foam really got stuffed to one side on this operator error install. All right. Yeah, that's pretty tough. That's pretty hard there. We got a little bit of, yeah, we got a little bit of flex. I almost feel like this is the right time to start a 3D printed foam project just to see if I can tune it in. I think I talked about this last time. I tried with really cheap TPU because I didn't want to spend 50 bucks a spool on TPU for this kind of stuff. And it wouldn't work with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, but now I'm thinking I could go down to a 0.2 millimeter nozzle and we can adjust our width of extrusion that way. And then it may still work with the good, with the cheap TPU. The only problem is it's probably not gonna have the thermal stability as the expensive TPU from, you know, let's say freezing temperatures up to 90 degrees or whatever, 100 degrees. That'll take some testing. That's the only thing that we can do. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna stop there. I am going to probably put this foam back into the high rack so I don't lose it. Because my luck, I'm gonna put it over here and then forget about it, and yeah. So, all right. Next time, if I continue with this on camera, we're just gonna put them in a bag together. I will make sure that I have my leather punch. We're gonna punch these tires first. Oh, they're so soft, and yeah, this will be great. We'll do that. I will get some foams lined up, and we're gonna put together a wheel set for our F10 axles on the VFD, the VRD. Yeah, there we go. We need a wheel set for those. All right, as always, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.